G'day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So overnight we got some new leaks of the rumored Mini 3 that's slated to be released later this spring. Now if you're a person who doesn't like leak videos or rumor videos, then feel free to skip this one. Myself, I kind of like when these leaks come out because to me it helps build excitement, and as a drone enthusiast I find it very interesting. Now these leaks come courtesy of the regular folks that we see these leaks from, like Jasper Ellens, Aceta Levy, and Deals Drone on Twitter. So definitely go and check them out and follow them if you're interested in this kind of material. Now, just a little bit of backstory for those who aren't aware. Earlier this year, we got a leak of a document that supposedly was a roadmap for DJI releases this year. And one of the first consumer products to be released in April was the Mini 3 that was on the list. Now, about a month ago, we kind of got our first kind of concrete leak of the Mini 3. It was a picture of a box, and you can see we have this radically new designed Mini 3 and a controller here that has a built-in screen. At the top, it said Mini 3 Pro. Now, right away, a lot of people wrote this off as a horrible fake, but myself, I thought this did have a lot of merit to it, and I went over that in another video that I uploaded about a month ago. One of the things that really stood out about this drone is that it had these really large sensors at the front, and a lot of people couldn't figure out why they were so big and why they were so radically different than what we've seen in the past. Well, now with the new leaks that came out today, and we'll take a closer look at them here in a second, we now know that there's sensors in behind them as well, hence why they're so big and protruding. You can see this kind of cutout along the back here, and that's due to a sensor being located in the back for rear obstacle avoidance. Now when we take a look at this first leaked image here, you can see we can get a nice view of the camera. It's really hard to tell by looking at it what type of sensor will be inside. When you look at the scale compared to the guy's hand, it looks to me that it'll be too small to house a 1-inch sensor. Now I could be wrong. It's safe to say there's at least a 1/2-inch sensor in there, and hopefully a little bit bigger. Now the other thing here that's interesting is some of the early rumors stated that the Mini 3 was only going to have a 2-axis gimbal. The 3rd axis was going to be stabilized with software, but it does appear here to have a 3-axis gimbal, which is always good. You can see here we can get a good look at the new front-facing sensors, and of course we can get a good look at that cutout at the top. You can see on the Mini 2 here the camera sits below the front of the drone, and that did cause some problems when the drone is flying at a high rate of speed. Sometimes this camera would bump down a bit. So with that big cutout at the top, that should alleviate that problem. It should also allow the drone to pitch forward a little farther than what the current Mini 2 can, and that might help it fly a little faster and be able to fight the wind a little bit better. The other thing that cutout may allow is for the camera to face upwards a little bit more than what current drones can do, similar to what the Paradenofi does, how it can point the camera up. If we reposition this photo here, you can see we have 2 sensors, obstacle avoidance sensors on the bottom. Now let's take a look at a top view of the drone. If we look at the back end, you can see we have our LED lights, what appears to be a power button, DJI logo. Now if we take a look at the front here, you can see we have those big bulges where the large front-facing sensors are, and then you can also get a view of where the back-facing sensors are. So it makes a little bit more sense now why those bulges were so big. You can see the drone is shaped here to allow the sensors to see straight down the drone. There's also a photo of the new battery, and you can see here it's 2,453 milliamp hours, so a little bit more powerful. And you can see there the shape is different. So the current Mini 2 batteries that we have probably will not be compatible with the Mini 3. Another interesting bit of information we got a few days ago is from a company called MC Cases. They released a new case for the supposed Mini 3. You can see there it says Professional Case for Mini 3 Pro Explorer Edition. We can see again that Mini 3 Pro title, and we get this Explorer Edition title as well. So again, that shows us there are going to be some different packages. Now I still find this controller really interesting. The fact that they're going to be releasing the Mini 3 with a controller with a built-in screen. But in a way it does kind of make sense because a lot of people like to fly devices that have the built-in screen. And when you take a look at something like the RC Pro with a price tag of $1,100 or $1,200, whatever it is, a controller like that doesn't really make sense for a mini drone. You know, the controller ends up costing more than what the drone does. So if they can have a stripped down version that just has a nice bright screen on it but basic functionality, that might be a really popular choice for people as it will be more affordable. Now if they go ahead and make it backward compatible with some of their other drones like the Air 2S or the Mini 2, then I think that would actually be a fairly popular controller, and I think a lot of people would have interest in maybe purchasing it. Now if indeed this drone is coming out this month, we should start getting more concrete leaks very soon. We'll get more concrete information about specs specs, prices, and packages. Usually the last couple weeks leading up to a release, we get a lot of really good high definition images. So all that should be coming soon if indeed this drone is going to be released by the end of the month. Well folks, that's basically it for this video. If you are interested in the Mini 3, make sure you subscribe to my channel as we will be covering it fully once it is released. And of course, as new information becomes available, I will be making videos about that as well. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.